I suppose we can't really avoid talking about Epstein tonight, can we? The latest news that has developed, that has emerged at time of recording, Tuesday night, is that Ghislaine Maxwell has been approached by US Attorney General, Justice Department representatives. She's been asked if she would be willing to speak to prosecutors, which is a weird development. I mean, we've spoken a couple of times on the podcast now about how obvious it is what is actually or what has actually taken place. Like, there are court documents, there's transcripts, there's testimony. All of it backs up this theory. It's not just some insane guy in his shed with a red cap on and a microphone talking nonsense. I promise you what I'm about to say. Firstly, it's not revelatory. Like, it's all already out there if you want to go and find it. But second, it just adds up. It is the most plausible narrative, right? Is that Jeffrey Epstein was a well-connected, pretty bad dude who was into immense money laundering, but also in a sort of honeypot blackmail operation. And that operation was almost certainly powered by, or at least connected to, Mossad in Israel and the American intelligence services, like the CIA. Like, that is the most plausible explanation for what he was up to and for how he ended up with that sweetheart deal in Florida when he got busted before. You know, he was basically allowed to walk. Something like house arrest, but still allowed to move and go freely like nobody else would be if they were charged and convicted of that kind of offence. Procuring underage prostitutes. So you got a cushy sweetheart deal. The locals around the island knew what they were up to, and they used to refer to it as Pedophile Island. The people who stayed there and the agents that raided it and the New York townhouse and the place in Florida, all of them had cameras set up in every room. Like, the whole thing it's so obvious that it was a blackmail, like, honeypot operation. Almost certainly, like, the fact that he got off so lightly suggests that the US was in on it. The US government, as is, already said way ahead of time that there were very high-profile individuals named, implicated, filmed. And it's only over like last month that they've completely U-turned on that, where they're like, "Oh, I don't think there is any footage. Yeah, no, there's no names whatsoever, no flight logs, no evidence, nothing." Which suggests that either Trump is implicated or that the repercussions for actually coming clean and exposing whoever is implicated are so immense, so bad, that it is just not, well, like, no president would ever want to be responsible for shining a light on what was going on the people who are implicated, or indeed revealing that some of those people might still be compromised by the CIA. Like, they might still be using those assets, those compromised assets. And so it would really upend the apple cart if they just suddenly, like, yeah, we compromised this world leader about 7 years ago. We're still blackmailing him at the moment. Oh, but in the interest of transparency, yes, we will tell you. So, I don't know. It seems to me like the most plausible situation is that he was running the honeypot thing, the blackmail scheme, and unfortunately, one of the people that he sought to compromise was one of the most haphazard and clumsy cunts you could ever imagine, in the form of Prince Andrew. Right? So, unfortunately, because of him, the whole thing kind of blew up. You know, it might have happened regardless. It might have happened if Prince Andrew had never been involved. Bill Gates, Alan Dershowitz were both suggested. I'm not alleging anything. Fuck that. You know, even if I did get a TV name to big me up and get 5,000 more subscribers, what good would that be if I just got sued into oblivion? But there's a lot of talk about, you know, the Clintons. Tony Blair was mentioned at one point. So it's possible this, you know, Virginia Giuffre may have tabled other allegations about other people or some of her friends who were also there at the same time, may have done it, may have blown up anyway. But anyway, it seems obvious to me and most reasonable people that that was the scheme. That is what was happening. And Trump rode into power on the back of conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory, and he saw it as a quick way to make political capital. Oh, I totally released the Epstein list, and now obviously it's come back to bite him in the bum. Hasn't it? He's created a monster. MAGA are not budging. They demand answers. So he has now, as of this evening, directed the Justice Department to ask Ghislaine Maxwell if she would be willing to speak with the prosecution. And that's a tricky one, because I'm sure that she would be willing to speak to the prosecution if it meant that she was going to get some time shaved off of her sentence, right? You know, she's got like a 20-year stretch for child trafficking that they now say there's no evidence of, that nobody else was involved. But she's serving 20 years for it. So I think she would be willing and interested to speak to the prosecution, to maybe shine a light on what was really going on there and some of the names that may or may not have been involved. I'm sure she remembered, like, who wrote in the book for Trump, like this big, Dear Jeffrey, happy birthday from your old pal Trump. A secret is a wonderful thing. Trump says he didn't write it. Ghislaine could probably clear that up, right? Given they say that she collated all the messages for that leather-bound birthday book, right? She could clarify that for everybody. So she gets time off the sentence. The Justice Department gets a bit of clarification, but you got to remember, if it is like a honeypot operation being run by the CIA and Mossad, what are they going to do when they see her blabbing? When they see her just singing like a bird in the morning, guys? When they see her working out the fine details to publish her tell-all memoir with Penguin. Like, Mossad aren't going to accept that. Mossad don't want the world to know all of the weird, nefarious, dark arts, Machiavellian shit that they've been up to. The CIA don't want her blabbing about who may or may not have been compromised this entire time and what weird, fucked up decisions they may have taken off the back of having been ostensibly compromised. You know, the CIA and Mossad aren't going to stab. They've killed people for way less. Like, the CIA and Mossad would shoot you and your whole family if you so much as slightly shimmied in the way of one of their cocaine planes. Their fucking heroin planes that they used to flood Los Angeles with dodgy crack and drugs to fund the war that Congress wouldn't give. That you can read up on all this stuff. It's absolutely fucking wild. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, a lot of people would say, "Oh, I reckon she'll talk. You know, she'll try and cut herself a deal." But then I've got a feeling like her lawyer will pull her to the side and just be like, before you start talking, I'd just like to show you a short video, if I can, Ghislaine. And she'll be like, "Oh, okay, sure. What is it? What am I watching?" And it'll just be like a 10-second snippet of outside of Jeffrey's cell, and then it goes black, right? Because they turned the cameras off for 3 minutes, and then I'll just let her sit there, watch that. She'll be like, "What is this?" I'll be like, just watch, and then it'll come back on again. 3 minutes later, I'll be like, "Any questions?" Any questions, Ghislaine? Any questions at all, Ms. Maxwell? Is anything unclear? Are you understanding what I'm saying here? She'll be like, actually, I don't know. I feel a bit, feeling a bit Kate Middleton all of a sudden. A little bit mute. Don't feel like talking. No. So, yeah, I don't see it. I don't think it's going to happen. As much as we would all love her to go into some sort of, like, to give her statement, give her testimony, and then to immediately go into witness protection would be fine, I think. But then, like, even as I'm saying that, I'm like, would it be fine? Should that be fine when she played such a role in procuring these girls, hand delivering them to this fucking super paedophile? You know, so that then they would go on to be fucking, she even abused them herself. It's on record. So should she get, like, another sweetheart deal out of this? I don't know. Is it worth us knowing, like, the whole shebang to uncover the truth of the entire thing? To have to pay the cost for that with a free Ghislaine Maxwell? Would you take that bargain? Just